This is episode 2 of The Bunker, take 1.
Good. That was good too, yeah.
Do we want to...
G'day guys, welcome to another episode of the Film Bunker. Today we're here with Chad and Justin. I'm Kez and we're going to talk all things Star Wars. Today we're going to talk about all things Star Wars. And we're going to start off with our top 3 Star Wars films, the worst film, and then the mother of all debates, The Last Jedi. Starting with Chad, what do you think?
Well, okay, top 3, I think, right? Again, I'm gonna go like last week. I'm gonna go worst to best.
Ooh.
Okay. Personally, episode 1, okay, was my third favorite. Yes.
Whoa.
It's because of Darth Maul.
No.
Jar Jar. It's definitely Jar Jar.
I love you.
No. Pod
He's
racing.
actually got a Jar Jar shrine.
Fair call.
Pod racing is one of the coolest things I've ever seen on film, and I played that game religiously on Xbox. You know what I mean? I thought it was the bee's knees.
No, wasn't it Nintendo 64?
It was on there too.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, like pod racing and how like what's his name? I want to say Bulbasaur. That's Sebulba. That's it. Like he was such a. You know what I mean? And like this little kid just punks him, man, and he just becomes the cat's pajamas. You know what I mean? He becomes so awesome, you know. And yeah, Jar Jar was really annoying, but like he was the comical relief. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so he was a
fair
necessity to have somebody as awesome as like Darth Maul.
All right,
and
number
Qui-Gon.
2.
Number 2, I would have to say The Last Jedi. I think that would be my number 2 favorite Star Wars film. The cinematography blew me away. Okay, there was some scenes in that film where I was just oh my god, look at this! Like,
Once again in the cinema.
hashtag spoiler alert. The light speed missile, when it just goes quiet, and then it's like,
Right,
and then you go,
Yeah.
and then. You're like, oh, unbelievable! I thought it was just awesome.
We're not talking about what you do in your bedroom, by the way.
Bro, you said you wouldn't bring that up. And my all-time favorite Star Wars movie would have to be Rogue One.
Yeah.
All of the new characters, the new troopers, the way it was filmed, the way they fought, it was very, very much like guerrilla warfare. It was like a World War II movie in the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? And I thought it was like when they're rolling through the town, and you got like the guys going over the bridge, and they're all lining up on the wall. Yeah,
very, very
and they
much so.
just ambush this thing. I thought that was awesome. I loved it.
But yeah, I think it was the Vader thing for you as well.
Oh yes, it was.
Vader
he's
finally
like,
gets his thrown out.
Done.
Him in the cinema.
It was unbelievable. What about
Justin.
you, Juz?
I don't know if I can. I mean, like, I'd say the original, episode 4, just because it was the original and for its time, 1977. Looking at that, and saying, okay, 1977, that, like, wow.
Okay.
And like going over budget twice, I think, and the studio wanted to pull out. And so.
Yeah. So like,
Number 2 for you.
number 2. I have to say The Last Jedi as well.
Mm.
I would. I really do. And
All right.
only
Alright.
because as a filmmaker it kept me guessing, and like there's only one thing I picked, and I won't spoiler alert it, but there's only one thing I picked. Everything else I was just sort of like, where's this going? Who's the main character? What's going? You know, and that it's so odd for that to happen for me. So I was like, okay, yeah. And then the other one would probably be either Rogue One or Ep2. I love them both.
Yeah, okay, that's
enough.
fair.
My 3 are going to be Rogue One, number 3.
All right.
I think you really nailed it with the World War II reference. And for a Star Wars movie that come in with completely new characters nobody knew about,
Correct.
It really
Correct.
worked. For number 2, will have to be The Return of the Jedi.
Well, that's a fair call. I can appreciate that.
And then the crown, the piece of resistance for me still is Empire Strikes Back. I think that is the best film out of the lot. So that's definitely my favorite.
And like the when Leia says to Han, "I love you," and he just improvised it, went, I know. It's like
It's such a Harrison thing.
Yeah.
So, what was our worst Star Wars film?
Ep2, I think. for me. Yeah.
This is gonna be weird, but I would also have to say Episode 1.
Okay, so it's your third favorite
it's my
and your
third favorite and
least
I think-
favorite at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of the grand scheme of the Star Wars films, that is. I think it was.
Love-hate relationship for Chad.
Well, there was only 3 good things about it: Qui-Gon Jinn, which is Liam Neeson. Come on, Darth Maul, and then the pod races. Everything
Obi-Wan?
else,
Not Obi-Wan?
no,
Yeah.
not at all, man, not at all.
I have
Obi-Wan
to-
didn't blossom for me until 2 and 3.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When he became his character.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was still just nothing.
That's
You know what I
Now,
mean?
I just want
Like-
to clarify something. Ep2 was my choice, but that's not including Caravan of Courage and Battle of Endor.
Yeah.
It's
We
not
don't count those.
It's not
ones.
including them in the
Right.
Star Wars franchise.
And so another
Or
reason
the
why
holiday special.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
just sort of
yeah.
slips under the carpet.
Wow.
Disappears. I have to go with Episode 2 as well. I think Attack of the Clones, for me, just took me right out of the Star Wars universe.
really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh wow.
Although, having said that, it's got my most favourite piece of music composed by John Williams, which is Across the Stars, and I love that piece of music. So,
But we're
spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie now, I don't know what you're doing. Put some pants on, go see that movie right now. Then come back and watch us, because we're going to talk about The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start things off and
Get it.
flip the table, and
Get
I
it.
say I did not like the movie.
Whoa.
There you go. I've
What?
laid it out. Yeah.
So.
I have to admit though, I do want to see it one more time first to sort of really solidify my thoughts on the film. But at this stage, I'm not a fan.
Let me just let everybody. I just want to let everybody know real quick. We didn't talk about this prior, so
No.
that was a left field for
Yeah,
us.
that was a
I was
really-
saving that one. And I absolutely love Ryan Johnson, Looper,
Yeah.
Brick.
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic
I've heard,
movies.
I've heard you talk about that before.
Okay.
Now, I mean, look, okay, I'll quickly touch on things that I didn't like about the movie. The casino scene, I thought was a bit of a waste there and really wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Laura Dern's character, I did not like her at all, and I think it was completely miscast. She was
Was that the
completely...
purple hair?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a great actress, you
Yeah.
know, Jurassic Park.
That's the Vice Admiral. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was sort of just... that could have been Admiral Akbar. It just really didn't. It really didn't do it for me, and I didn't care about the character, so I couldn't rally behind her. I was more hoping that Poe was going to be the hero in that moment. Having said that, though, I did like the choice there where they sort of slapped him down and said, "No, this is not the right way to do it. We should do it this
Yeah.
way." And the other thing that really took me out of the film was the floating Leia. I couldn't stand Mary Poppins Leia, but I've heard a fan theory. That I'm really, really excited for, and if this turns out to be true, it will get me more excited about that film. That it's actually Kylo Ren that saves her and floats her back to the ship. Now, if that turns out to be true, Ryan Johnson, you are a mastermind. But at this stage,
Dang,
it's
bro.
taken me out of the film.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's heavy.
I'm glad you waited to drop that on the
yeah,
floor.
Yeah.
While we're filming, yeah, totally. Because he doesn't fire it as well. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't launch somebody else comes in and
very
blows it
good.
out of the water.
Other than that, though, I mean, there's some great moments in that film. You know, I thought the other thing that I didn't really like too was the humor was a little bit off and sort of just felt forced, very Marvel, rather than traditional Star Wars.
If I may add on top of that, I think it would have been a very, very, very dark film without any of that humor.
I don't think the humor shouldn't have existed at all, but I
Yeah.
think it felt wrong, the pacing, and it just felt like it was just thrown in there, especially Luke walking out of the cloud and sort of
Yeah.
didn't really like that. So that's me anyway.
Now,
Justin,
because
what
we're
do you
giving
think?
away spoilers, though, I can finally mention this. If you watch it really closely, I noticed this on the second watch, that when Kylo and Luke are fighting, the ground, how they've got the salt, and then so
Kylo's
slipping
moving
on,
about, yeah.
and he's
But
making the
it's
red
red.
path,
Yeah.
but then Luke doesn't make any path when he moves.
Exactly.
And I thought I saw that on the second time around. I was like,
And that
dude.
makes Ryan a great director. I think,
Yeah.
you know, definitely not taking anything away from Ryan and his writing or directing, but yeah, to come up with those little intricacies, I think is really
Yeah, it's
cool.
very cool.
So as far as like, because I loved the Last Jedi, I really enjoyed it. I love where Star Wars is going. I love they're pushing the female strength and all that sort of thing. I love it. I love it. I do agree with with the chick
Couple
with
of
the
things,
purple hair. Yeah, I really didn't like her, but I mean, like, I love her as an actress and all that sort of thing. But at the same time, I think the thing that bothered me the most was, and I walked out. Remember we walked out of the premiere, and I was like, that was hands down the best I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just one little thing that was bothering me, and I couldn't work out what it was. And when I went back and watched it the next time, I realised it was actually what's her name?
Rose.
Right.
Yeah.
So her performance as an actress, I felt it was quite elementary compared to the other actors in the film. It just didn't have all her choices and so forth just seemed very elementary to me.
How about you, Chad? What did you
yeah.
think? What did you think?
Okay, so I actually quite liked the movie as the movie, right? I try to, when I watch a movie, I try not to get too into the lore, and so that I can just appreciate the film.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And especially as an actor, like Justin and I, and a director from you, you know what I mean? Like it's very hard for us to watch movies
And not pick them apart.
and not destroy them, you know what I mean? Or say, oh, that performance was terrible, yada yada, you know?
Yeah.
Or if like there's continuity issues, it's like dummies, you know, and like
I pick up on
these,
editing stuff all the
on
time.
these big productions, you know. So I try really really hard to just sit back and enjoy the film and
Take
not
it sort of at face value.
at face value.
Yeah.
How good is the film? Okay. Now there was things that I disagreed with. Like I didn't like Rose's character at all. Right. Now at the same time though, I loved her character because she made Finn see things in a different light. That was the only cool thing about it. That's the only thing I liked about her character.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I need to talk about Finn in a second.
Because Finn was very, like, I don't like Finn's character much. You know what I mean? I think he's a little girl.
I don't mind him, but
He's just always, Ray. You know what I mean? Like,
see,
get
the
over
thing,
it.
the thing that annoyed me most about Finn's character in The Last Jedi was that right at the very end of Episode 7, he made the decision to go back to the planet and save Rey. So he sort of overcome his fears of the First Order. He grew into a hero and really wanted to go save Rey.
Right.
In the next movie, he can't wait to get away from the First Order again. He lost all that power that he just gained at the end of the last episode. But
Now-
these are little things that really annoyed me about the film.
Some of this, like some of the shots that they did.
Oh, beautiful
It's
cinematography.
stuff that you've like in Episode 7, for instance, when Kylo Ren stops the laser blaster with the Force. We've never seen that, so that blew our minds out, right? And then when they caught on to the radar invisible ships, escape pods going towards the planet, the First Order was like, "Hey, surprise!" And they just started shooting them out of the water. And then the Vice Admiral turns the ship, and they're like, "Oh, she's going to try to jump to warp speed." And then she starts turning, and they're like, and then, and I've mentioned this before in a previous episode, but it is such a cool shot because it's just silent.
Yeah,
It's
it's such a
silent.
great choice
And then
in
and then
filmmaking.
and then like all of the reactors just explode, and then there's sound, and it's just unbelievable. You know.
What do we think about Snoke, everybody? Like,
I
sort
thought
of the way he was sent out really quickly.
I think he was a waste of time. They wrote in a character that didn't need to be there to give calamity to Kylo Ren.
But see, the other choices that I liked about the film was that Rey's parents were a nobody. I did like that.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, so
That
there
was
is
good.
things I love about the film. So that's what we think of The Last Jedi. We want to know about your thoughts, so put it in the comments below. But before we go, we've got another giveaway this week. Our film, Hero, starring John Jarrett. So to win yourself a copy of this film, all we want to know is the most creative name for Episode 9. So what would you call Episode 9 if you were in charge of the next Star Wars movie?
I like that.
And as always, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, bonus time.
Bonus time.
Bonus features.
Bonus round. The Han Solo movie. So, obviously the directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who did the Lego movie, have been removed by Lucasfilm under mutual differences. And Ron Howard's been brought in. What do we think of that?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Do you think he's going to save the film? Do you think it's...
I sure hope so.
Here's my thoughts on this, guys. Here's my thoughts on this, right? For everybody. The last movie I fell in love with that was done by Ron Howard was Willow.
Oh,
Okay?
right.
Phenomenal film.
Yeah.
Absolutely just spectacular film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Willow. If Ron Howard does what he did to that film, to Han Solo, I'm sold.
Yeah.
And
If anybody can save it, it's got to be Ron. I guess.
If like with Emilia Clarke, I know I said some stuff before, but if she plays a character that is just nothing like what she's done, I'll be satisfied with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't want to see Daenerys playing Sarah Connor again. I want to see her doing something really interesting.
I mean, and as naturally with all these huge tentpole films, there's always the source of the brother's former nephew's uncle's roommate has said something about from they were on the set. But the reports are that the lead actor wasn't a great Han Solo, and he had to have a acting coach on set, or dialect coach, sorry, I think it was.
There's so many actors to pick from these days. Like, well, how does that happen?
Yeah,
you know
so it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I'd love to see the younger version of Chewbacca. I never really see him age in any of the films. So I'd like to see what a youthful Chewbacca was like.
Yeah, totally.
And the other
Is
thing
he
I
smaller?
can't wait... Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Little Groot.
When we were talking about in our last episode our favourite films, and I mentioned War of the Planet of the Apes, can't wait to see Woody Harrelson's character in this film.
Well, what?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
surprise!
in Han Solo movie. So he's playing Han Solo's mentor.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got a little bit more excited.
Yeah,
And everything Woody Harrelson touches, man. I love Woody Harrelson.
100%.
Zombieland is one of my favorite movies because of him.
Yes.
True Detective.
You know what I mean?
I feel like Woody Harrelson makes good decisions prior to doing a character. Like in True Detective, he said, "I want to play my father playing this character," and the whole time for me, Woody sells it so well every single time.
Great actor.
So one of the things about Woody Harrelson is I did a masterclass the other day with Luke Ford.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
He said Harrelson.
Harrelson.
Sorry.
So
New actor we just created.
Good day, Mike.
One thing I love about Woody is that I'm just one thing I love about
One thing he likes about Wood.
One thing I love about Woody is that he's an actor that provokes other actors their performances. So like I did a masterclass recently with Luke Ford, and we learned all about not just being responsible for your own performance, being responsible for the other actors' performances. Yeah. Woody as an actor provokes other actors and lifts them. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry. So now that I've just found out here live that Woody's going to be in the Han Solo movie, I'm just hinging ready to go.
He's ready to go. And we hope you are too. So that's the wrap up of our Star Wars episode.
And as always, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you later, San Diego.
Oh, that's a good mix.
Yeah.
That's a good mix.
I don't know what they put in this stuff, but it's good.
Giada and Crypto's brilliant.
I'm just drinking scotch. I love scotch. Scotchity scotch. Here it goes, down into my belly. Run. We're live. I don't believe you.